Alright, hello everyone. Today's stream is just going to be more or less kind of just chatting. Once again, I'll still be playing Nioh 2. On occasion I got my controller up here and stuff like that. But yeah, like since I've kind of exhausted Nioh 2, all things considered, I'm for the most part just going to be chatting with people. I'll play a little bit of Nioh 2 here and there, but yeah, more kind of the same compared to yesterday. So that's what's going to be going on. Hey Amartia, how's it going? So, without much further ado, let me actually get to the interview once again. And I'm just going to start talking. And then, yeah. And then I think one other thing I'll do, aside from just kind of going through the interview, which, like, there was so much discussion that was happening yesterday, like, just couldn't get through to it. But aside from that, I am now going to start. I want to get your guys' help with how I can make the Nioh 3 Academy like much more enjoyable, much more palatable for people. So I've got many months to prep for that, but any input you have, of course, will be really well appreciated. So yeah, I'm doing good, guys. All right, so let me go to the first part of the. Let me get the interview up. Let me make sure I can see chat the entire time, because seeing that is very important. Yeah, me playing Nioh? No way. No way. Who would have thought? Okay. So let me see. Let me get to it. Okay. So I think there was a lot. We talked quite a bit about quite a lot. I tried to say bit and lot, and then it went lot lit. We talked a lot about things like the style shifting, the samurai style. Do I have a consistent way to combo with Kurama Sword Dance? Yeah, why don't I show it? Here, I'll go back to Nioh. Actually, hold on. Okay. Let me get that out. Yeah, while I'm showcasing how I like to consistently combo with it, feel free to like ask questions or chat about whatever's on your mind when it comes to that. So one thing you can do, a pretty safe bet, is basically to use it when enemies are low on ki. Or you can even try using it as a zero ki combo. Those are like the two safest ways. Low on ki, or just about out of ki. Against yokai, it's a little tricky. You can of course go for the low ki moments. That can help. That's what I would say. Otherwise, your next best bet is try to use it. Don't necessarily use it in front of them. Try to use it when they're off at like an awkward angle, and you can like kind of sidestep around them. Kind of like that. Yeah, I'll try it once more against a Yoki. Wait, how, can I want to see how... Can I spam it twice? Spam, please. Well, you're welcome. One last thing. What's a good way to EI after the backflip slash? I mean, I don't understand the question. I mean, you want like a combo? Yeah, they're generally too far. I generally don't like to do Swallow's Wing into EI slash. I like to do 2 and through more. So my controller inputs? Oh, I don't have one of those input loggers or input mappers on. I wouldn't be able to. I can do that for another time though. Yeah, like getting that slash, I'm missing it very frequently. Yeah, so I wouldn't actually do it with that. If they're approaching me, it's alright. Quick draw slash is a little tricky with the distance. But yeah, I like to do, if I'll do something, I'll do true and through. What are the best uses for EIE? I've got to show it. True and through is better as a gap closer, but true and through is quite a much longer animation. For me, EI is good for the combo game, significantly. I don't think Nioh 3 will have PvP. Usually yokai will try to like come near me, so I'm comfortable with EI. EI, I find, can be very effective against enemies that decide to block. I use Flux 2 a lot? Not as much as I used to. I like using EI as a punish to get an enemy on the ground. Are there ways to make Severing Spin do more damage? I'm not too sure about that. I mean, aside from like certain buff related things. Here, you can get to see how I can use Kurama Sword Dance pretty easily. If he had come towards me, that would have worked beautifully. I hope you got the idea. Severing spin to do more damage. It's considered an active skill, so boosting active skill damage can help. Depending on the stance, you could put it on certain stance for damage. Beyond that, the appeal of the ability for me is less the damage and more to do with its like having hyper armor. Like pretty much nothing can interrupt you during that, or very little can. So I'll show you. It also just looks really cool. Oh, I took my key out. It's also really good for a zero key combo. Yep, pretty fun. Alright, time for me to switch over to good old chatting mode. Okay, so let's see, what have I got here? I find Flux 2 throws me off quite a bit. It's hard to pull off and pulls my attention away from the enemy. I think Flux 1 enough to get by, not to get by on its own. I usually will use things like yokai abilities, other mechanics to assist, so that's why I don't use Flux 2 all the time. But I tend to use Flux 2 as like an on-needed basis. Because if I use a yokai ability, like I can get so much ki back, so I don't really worry that much. Alright, I feel if they made PvP and gave us more health, fights would go crazy. Yeah, it would. Enemies take more damage in general in zero ki, right? Yes, yes they do. Just finished helping my friend beat Otakemaru Nightmare 4 mission for the first time. Nice! Recorded it on here. Your Scampus video helped me explain benefits of using it in boss fights. Anima charge. Yeah, Scampus! Scampus gang, that's where it's at. I remember yesterday we were talking about how, like, oh no, we can't summon the Scampus to get our, like, Anima back, or our Spirit Force back. But we have yet to see if they put a consumable in favor of that. Where we can just have Scampuses chill with us and fight with us. Maybe they'll have some sort of equivalent. We have yet to see. I mean, just imagine an army of Chichiko. Just chilling. Chichiko, go! Wait, I didn't really test it out during my brief time with the alpha. Does Samurai mode have deflects? Yes. Yes, and we can talk about that right now. Samurai mode retains a grounded combat style of past titles, along with key pulse system that players are familiar with. So we're used to that. As for changes made in Nioh 3, to emphasize in the Samurai style, we added mechanics such as deflects and arch proficiency. Deflect is a parry mechanic. If you time your block with the enemy's attack, you would stagger the enemy while lowering the cost, and through defense and attack, you would charge your gauge. When you reach match gauge, you can... Yeah, that, I don't know if that's the best explanation. Basically, deflect is a free parry. You get some... Yeah, you boost your gauge. I think it gives you ki back, doesn't it? I think it's like... It gives you ki back and boosts your gauge. So yeah, super useful. Yes, we have devoured Sekiro. Pretty much. Pretty much. So yeah, you want Sekiro? Bro, we got it. We got it. Built into the game. So deflect does that. And I don't think it's OP, believe it or not. Because against the yokai, congrats, you can deflect an enemy, but it doesn't necessarily translate like in the moment directly towards offensive pressure. Like it helps you boost your gauge, it helps you get ki back, but just pure deflect on his own, it's not gonna like reduce their ki like at all. For yokai, that is. On human enemies, it's a little different. It seems to be like very like generous, and it's like, oh, like they wasted their key. Sucks to be them. That's where it's nice. Yes, there is a lot of untapped potential. You can move during deflect. That's another thing that's huge. If you hadn't seen it in the trailer, like you can move during deflects. So you can position for free. Like it's pretty cool. And so I remember in the announcement trailer, oh, what's going on with my stream? All right, we're fine. I remember in the announcement trailer, like I saw like a back and forth. I forget against which enemy. It was like I think it was the Yama Inu, the wolf with the big claws and stuff. But it was just like deflect, move back and forth. And I was like, whoa, what the shit's happening here with the Yodachi? Now that I understand it's due to the deflect, it's really cool. I played Nioh 3 for a day, was really satisfying, but was disappointed with no yokai form like Brute, Feral, and Phantom. Didn't like the Spirit Guardian form set, like an armor around the player. I did really like the trailer though. So, yeah, it was interesting. There wasn't necessarily a form, like spirit form, so to speak, but it does seem to echo a lot of things with Living Weapon, where your weapon will dictate how your living artifact will go. So that was pretty interesting to me. Like some of the sets on Ninja Style were just like, some of the move sets for Living Artifact on Ninja Style were just like, I was just like blown away, dude. Like the Kusarigama, the dual swords, like I was like, God damn, man, this is amazing. So I don't know if you've seen the Living Artifacts play, like some of it can be pretty wild. And then when you mix it in with the Spirit Force attacks, and then you can switch in between the forms without incurring like a penalty or a cooldown or whatever. It was like surprisingly like pretty dope in my opinion. So I imagine they'll make some like Living Artifacts like build or something. That'll be pretty crazy. Who knows? I don't know if you got to see that. Like, truth be told, I'm not going to use Living Artifact all that much. Like, it's cool, but like Yokai Shift form, like, I'll use it every now and again, but like going all into Living Artifact, I'm not going to do. And the same way I didn't go all in for Yokai Shift, even though I love the form. You could theoretically circle a big enough boss during his attack string if you deflect every attack. Yeah, you could. So ninja mode is for stealth, jutsu spam and acrobatic combat, and samurai is old Nioh with Sekiro deflects. I think that's good enough, like, simplification for the time being. The ninja stuff, so the yokai stuff has been changed. So yokai abilities from Nioh 2 are now turned into jutsu. And in its place, we have the spirit. We have like the guardian spirit skills. Now, the one difference that we can see on the surface is that like there were only 3 different guardian spirit skills to work with. Just 3. And you could only use 1 per spirit at this time. With they've basically shown in the demo you can have 2 per guardian spirit. And I wouldn't be surprised if it turns to 3 per guardian spirit. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to be like a substitution. Right, so 3 guardian spirit skills per guardian spirit, and I'm hoping that there can be some choices so that like we can mix and match them, as opposed to some skills like being absolutely tied down, or the player being forced to just use like you pick a guardian spirit, you have to use these skills. You know, I'm hoping for some choice, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, they're like, it's like 3, like, of course, if we compare Nioh 2 Soul Cores and Nioh 2 Yokai abilities to what's in the Nioh 3 Alpha demo, like, it's not going to seem like an adequate replacement at this time. But in terms of the vision, I think the vision can be amazing. Because in the demo, you could use your spirit force, your guardian spirit skills to effectively burst counter. Could you imagine in Nioh 2 that your soul cores could shut down burst attacks? Kasha goes out and she just does the Beyblade and shuts down burst attacks. Or Lightning Gods of Yomi shuts down a burst attack. Or Ippon shuts down a burst attack. Like, to me, that's pretty wild. So there's like a definitive upgrade in these mechanics being used. And so for me, when I think about the possibilities, like it's exciting because it's all new territory. Right? I do appreciate, the main selling point of the game is style shifting. Where do they talk about it? I mean, they talk about it a lot. They're justifying removing the yokai stuff with adding cool ninja stuff. I trust the vision. They're adding a whole lot. And so for me, it's like the yokai stuff to the spirit stuff is a slight upgrade. It's like taking the functionality of the yokai stuff, putting it towards the spirit stuff, and then slightly upgrading it, which, like, I'm cool with it. I do wonder what other mechanics there will be related to living artifacts, similar to how Yokai Shift had its own unique charges to yokai skills. Yeah, we have yet to see. It felt pretty bare bones in the demo, but I kind of expected that. In Nioh 2's alpha, they didn't even have burst counter, like, at all. And they got a lot of, like, critical feedback that really pushed them to the edge, from what I understand. So based on community feedback, I imagine they're going to go, like, based on that, they'll probably, like, really push themselves for Nioh 3 as well. I appreciate the counter system being standardized. I don't enjoy having to remember which burst counter I was on. Yeah. It's nice when it's just like style shift is a quick button. So it seems that they actually, like, they changed quite a bit with it too. Like, it was interesting for me to read where, let's see where I can find it. So this was one thing that caught my eye in the interview. I remember someone saying if you could do it at any moment, referring to the style shift, what value would it have? But then they're just like, well, the active switching itself doesn't need much value. So they got rid of that altogether, and then they kind of, like, decided to just focus on other things instead. For me, style switching, like, doing it in of itself was just like a cool thing. It was just like a means to an end, as opposed to, like, the end of like a super meaningful end. It's just something that I do in order to go from meaningful style to meaningful style. So, like, it's pretty handy. I'm cool with it. Can't wait for you to do videos. On Nioh 3, I think it'll really blow up big in popularity for new and old players alike. Thank you. Your videos help me with Nioh 2 a lot. And talk to you guys later. Thanks for the chat. Wish you all an awesome, I'm guessing, a day. Can't wait for Nioh 3. Alright, you take it easy. Meant to say awesome day. Alright, thank you. Well, take it easy. So for those of you that are here, I'll actually go back to Nioh 2 unless you want to keep chatting about the interview and whatnot. One thing I'm curious about is, like, what are some things you guys want to see in a Nioh 3 Academy, for example? That's one thing I would like to know. Because might as well start planning out some, like, structures for my videos. What are some of the things you liked, you didn't like? Anything of that nature would be helpful. Gaki Chief Onmyo build video. Bruh. Definitely boss moveset guides. Okay, that will be complicated. How about this? The truth is, given how many bosses there are, it's actually... I'll be very upfront, making those videos is very energy consuming. And it also only applies to like one boss at a time. And I find that instead of trying to... maybe, and this is what I'm thinking of instead. How about I help you guys understand how I learn bosses? Or like what I do to learn a boss, how I practice it, stuff like that. Would that be something you'd be more amenable to? And before you answer, here's why I say that. The way that I see it is if you can understand how to learn any boss, you can effectively like learn every boss. Right, so because there's so many bosses, there's so many weapons, there's so many mechanics, so if I just teach you just like the general way I do things, then you guys can probably take it from there. Alright, that's a really good alternative. I remember a video of like this for Elden Ring that was really amazing. Yeah, I can do that. Like, I'll teach you guys like basically how to easily learn the game. And then along that path, I'll like say, hey, like, here's some things you may not want to do, or here's some things to, like, I'll tell you like some of the things I struggled with, or some things I would know. Build crafting, would be neat to learn. Yeah, so like how to make your build. I did that for Nioh too. Oh look, it's Real Man, hooray! My make your own build video with the build bible really helped me appreciate how Nioh's loot equip stats work a lot. Okay. Yeah, I can do those style. What weapons would you want in Nioh 3 from recent past games? Oxtail Blade? Yeah. Oxtail Blade would be great. Ah, damn it. Yeah, so like how to learn any enemy in Nioh. How to learn or how to practice. I think those are the types of videos I'd want to make. Because I think for players it can be overwhelming to like learn have to memorize like every single thing about every enemy. I feel like that's a requirement in order to do well in the game when it's just not. Aw, damn it. Hey, what's up, wizard? I'm not using Gaki. Get out of here, Chancellor. Hey, what's up, Axel? So is this depth and level 1 weapons? This is depths, it's not level 1 weapons. My weapons are weak though. You waiting for the feedback report? Yeah, that comes out in August. It's in a month. It's in 1 more month. Chancellor, no, you're being ignored. I'll answer that in a moment, Axel. Ah. Too shabby. Hey, what's up, Zealot? Is my character bigger than normal? If it is, I think it's just how the camera might be angled. Alright, my top 3 wishes for Nioh 3. I hope that each weapon can get, or each style can equip 2 different weapons. That would be one of the nicest things. Yeah, that would be something I really like, is to be able to use 2 weapons per style. I am hoping that there is a selection of Guardian Spirit skills to choose from for each Guardian Spirit. That's another thing. And I really want Ninja style to be flushed out, just as much as I think Samurai style will be flushed out in terms of like the weapon moveset and whatnot. Those are probably my biggest 3 wishes. Sure, again. Close enough. We need Kasha to return in Nioh 3. You know, it makes me curious about what jutsu will be included. What soul cores will be included in the game. Because it's entirely possible that I'm wondering how many soul cores will we get? Will it be like all of them ported into Nioh 3? Which means at some point we'll have to fight the yokai bosses? I don't know. I don't think they'll do that, but I also can't say they won't do that either. This is so awkward, bro. Oh my god. Okay, now you do it. This is why I dislike human bosses. I was like kind of getting into it in the beginning. Aw, really? Are we doing burst attacks yet? Oh, I missed. My turn. Okay, what's going on? What did I miss? Yeah, I love the voice actor for this too. My biggest wish is the graphics being enhanced so much that the game is undeniably like better looking. Yeah, I hope that's the case. I hope they use most, if not all, the previous enemies. They've used quite a bit so far. We need longer hairstyle options in Nioh 3. I want my character to have knee-length hair. Hey, I hope they put that in too. I legit do. I do. So you got a custom camera angle? Camera angle? What you mean? Like, you're talking about my webcam or in the game? I don't have a custom angle camera. It's just, I think sometimes with certain bosses and certain arenas, it just makes things look like things are a little bigger or smaller, but I, like, when I fight like Benkei, they make Benkei seem really big and menacing and like in his original level. No, I don't have anything altered in-game. It was just native. If I fight Yatsuno Kami, things seem really small. We got Yoshi. Dude, why? Yoshi, what you doing? Ah, what am I doing? Please don't move. You moved. You moved too far away, so I don't like you. Close enough. Well, at least I got to throw out Kuroka in between things. What are my top 3 bosses in Nioh 2? I know I like the DLC version of Shuten Doji a lot. Easily one of my favorites. Always a pleasure to fight that guy. Who else? I like Ren Hayabusa quite a bit. Trying to figure out a third one. Ooh, this guy. This guy's kind of fun. Is he one of my favorites? Nah, not exactly. Oops. Magara, I don't... He's cool to like... No, he's not one of my favorites. No, I'm not sure. To be perfectly honest. This is so risky. Or is it? Yeah, super sloppy. A win's a win. I'm not sure what my third favorite boss is. Magara, like, there's some cool interaction to be had, but all things considered, it's not. I like Yoshitsune. I do like him, but I don't know if it's like a joy to fight him every time in some way. Let me take a look at the bosses that exist. I don't know. No to Tokichiro. No, no. No. Nobunaga's kind of fun. He's kind of fun minus the whole, like, absolutely frustrating grab shit. Right, like, I like him, but... No, I hate him. I hate that guy. Uh... Yoshitsune is a cool one. Benkei is kind of fun. But am I like, woohoo? No. Yoromitsu could be really cool. Kukai, ironically, is one of those... I enjoy him, but I'm not, like, super hyped. Nightmare Bringer, cool, but not really. Tateabushi, I'm kind of like, okay. Can we all at least agree that Kintoki with axe in the dojo is the worst one? What about the hatchets one? Hatchets or axe? Which one's worse? I don't like either of them. Let's see. No, I don't. No, Yomi is not the third. No, Yomi, I'm like bored of. The DLC version of Otakemaru is kind of fun. The one with pants. Pants Otakemaru is hype. Hatchets is way less BS, fair. I do like the pants version of Otakemaru. I think that one's a really cool fight. Absolutely cracked OG. Like, yeah. I don't know who the third boss would be. Yeah, maybe Pants Otakemaru, to be honest. Yeah, so it would be... I love Shuten Doji. I enjoy Red Hayabusa. Those are fun. And then the pants version of this guy. Like, that's intense. I think those are probably my three favorites. Yeah, that's what I would say. Like, I can do him okay with the hatchets, and I hate hatchets. Kintoki with the axe is just insane. I know, it's very frustrating. For me, Tate is like I can beat her. I can beat her pretty handily, but I don't generally enjoy fighting her. Like, I'll like deal with her, but I'm not like, yay, Tate Ebushi. I think my favorite yokai fight is Shuten Doji, though. I think all things considered. Just the DLC version. It's just... He is just like... It's intense. It's an intense fight every time. So yeah, I think that's what I like about him. It's intense, but it feels fair, which I appreciate. So it's like a nice challenge. I know, we need to have that Pantene Pro V hair. Shuten Doji can have it, but we can't. Check my deliveries. Yay, I got 6 glory. She is hot though. I mean, cool. But I just don't feel like fighting her. He's built different. Yeah, touche. Man, I've played Nioh 2 so much, you can throw me around with just about like any set of soul cores and I'll be fine. I play this game too much. I think Axe Kentucky isn't too bad when you know how to exploit his AI. Because even though he does hyper armor BS, he always does the same things. Yeah. I've learned him more or less, and I'm like, okay, now I can, like, when I was doing the Axe Dojo mission, like, I had to learn, like, his behavior to be able to control it. But it didn't really make it fun. What about no soul cores? I can do it, it just means I lose fun. So, I want to push my fun meter as much as possible. I want to get in the fun zone. Speaking of fun zone. I do think it's interesting they did go for open world. What did they say? So yeah, Axel, you might like this. We did have the idea to have the player character use their guardian spirits as mounts. So yeah, Jano Mecho could have literally used her as a mount. Where was it where they talked about the open world stuff? I'm looking for one specific thing. I agree, it was a good call. So Team Ninja, so here, oh yeah, here it is. I want to actually talk about this open world thing because I think it's a big deal. Because the big question, so many players or many people have given feedback to me about stuff in the game. They're concerned about the open map design because it seems to contradict a lot of things related to Nioh 2 where like enemies were dense. And an experience with open world games can be like, well, shit's empty. So they actually addressed that directly here in this interview. So why did they go for this open map design? So game progression was linear. So now they want to allow players to freely explore them. Right? So having a little bit of freedom. And then the interviewer straight up asks like, hey man, so the linear progression was pretty cool because you had high density maps that had lures, visual guidance, and ambushes, right? Like fights were pretty packed, pretty intense. So he just straight up asks, like, can you do that with Nioh 3 with shit being open? And that's why they're going with open map instead of open world. It's precisely because Nioh is the kind of game where you die a lot, and the density of this sort does conflict with an open map design. If we wanted to express the width of the game world with an open world map design, and lowering the map density in the process, then Nioh would not be the kind of game for us to do so. If we want to make a Nioh game, there needs to be a certain amount of density and refinement. Right. Right? So, to craft a seamless game world, they decided to put high difficulty areas in crucibles. And yeah, the crucibles were like pretty intense, I would say. They're pretty challenging, kind of spoopy. Right, so I think that was kind of cool. And they were considering whether to go open world, but they decided against it and chose to make a seamless Nioh game world. After the decision was made, and through the development of Rise of Ronin, we learned that this sort of design does have its charm in the eyes of the general audience. So that experience allowed us to overcome the map design challenge, aspects of the challenge in making this game. There's no gaki here, stop. Right, so you could say that Nioh 3 took the high-density map aspect of previous entries while combining it with map exploration into its own things. Bingo! Honestly, some ideas on Nioh 3 in regards to how the world works are things very similar to things I've talked about in the past. That's awesome, man. That's wonderful. I'm secretly hoping they were like, hey, Axel knows what he's talking about. Let's listen to Axel. Right, so the thing is, for the developers, they want to make sure the Nioh experience, first and foremost, is still there. They're not trying to deviate too much from the formula in a way that they consider to be basically taking away from their vision. They want a seamless Nioh experience, and they're trying to upgrade that, and they're not just like putting open world because open world's the big buzz. To me, it seems like they're very intentional about it. They're very intentional about how they want to do things. And my experience was that, like, they didn't listen to me, and what happened? I know, right? They didn't listen to you, Axel, for Wolong, and that's what happened. But to me, so back to this, but to me, they really want to make a great Nioh experience. Right, going more, and I think Kusarigama and Joyer, you're making a fantastic point. Going more than 30 seconds without killing something kind of ruins the pace of Nioh. That's why I hate a lot of the maze-like maps in Nioh 1, right? Like, for me, Nioh's biggest charm is its amazing combat. I want things to support great combat. And I think that's what they are going for. Now, the extra challenge, like, an extra challenge that they have is, of course, like pacing, because if things are too dense, like, it can be overwhelming. And that's something that they've kind of tested with games like Rise of the Ronin to really understand what players like. I was personally pretty happy with, like, the midnight unruly areas in Rise of the Ronin. I enjoyed conquering them. And then in Nioh 3 in the demo, like, you have your little packs of certain areas and things like that. Like, take out crucible enemies to get certain collectibles, and so it was like a dense area, like a dense side mission. It felt like each of the maps, well, there was only one map of the demo, but the map felt like a bunch of side missions just kind of like pulled together, and then you could just go from one side mission to the next and like slowly conquer the entire map. So, like, I actually preferred that for side missions, as opposed to having to, like, go through the exact same level in, like, 3 different directions. I'm just like, okay, I guess we're reusing the same map. But while I'm engaging in the open map, I was like, it, like, didn't bother me at all. I think open world should always be smaller and denser in general. That's why Gothic 2 is way more enjoyable than something like Oblivion. Fair. Axel, I'll get to your point about the skill proficiency in a moment. But yeah, like, when I played open world games, it's just like this big world, but it looks cool, but it's like kind of empty, all things considered. And that sucks. It sucks when it's empty. I'm just like, is there really a point to all of this? Like, I can't go in this building here. Like, I can't explore these buildings. And I'm like, bro, this is... And I guess, Axel, you're mentioning it now. It's, like, kind of fucking filler. It's like, cool, there's a building here. Why? Because open world. Not because I can interact with the building. Not because I can go in. At least in Rise of the Ronin, it was, like, you could go into places and there'd be, like, NPCs. And so it, like... While I couldn't explore absolutely everything, I was surprised just how much I could, and like it made the world feel a little more meaningful. So like that was kind of nice. Rise of the Ronin was kind of empty other than checklists. True. True. I guess I just haven't played open world games in a long time. I think games at least like Zelda or Tears of the Kingdom, while they were large, it felt like many things had some sort of purpose. So, oh well. Truth be told, I'm probably not the best person to evaluate open world stuff. But I definitely want, at least when I was playing Nioh 3, it didn't necessarily, like, there was a lot of space, but it was pretty much like side mission zone, side mission zone, side mission zone, and like a couple enemy packs in between. But then like as I was progressing more and more towards the Crucible, like it felt like a proper mission. And then once I get into the Crucible, that's when shit gets even crazier, which I appreciated that. Do I think that Rise of the Ronin and Wolong were used as tests for Nioh 3? Abso-fucking-lutely. Shit, they even say it right here, that they got a lot of I don't know if it was like direct tests, but they got a lot of good information. After the decision was made, and through development of Rise of the Ronin, we learned that this sort of design does have its charm in the eyes of the general audience. Yeah, like, they tested certain things. There's a lot of like concepts from their previous games, from Nioh 2 to Nioh 3, in which you can see like they kind of make it into, they like kind of take the best aspects of it and put in Nioh 3. So for example, Stranger of Paradise, the whole like action cancel, job cancel action stuff, like legit turns into style shift for Nioh 3. Wolong has the deflects, has a lot of the jump. That's a big component of ninja style play. Rise of the Ronin brought in a lot of the open world type things into the game. Like, that's kind of cool. So you can see like inspiration from all these games making its way into Nioh 3, which I really appreciate. Alright, so now let me get back to the point that Axel was making about... Alright, so let me read this out. That's another thing. In the demo, it was kind of weird how we could just go around the map getting samurai ninja skills, or ninja locks to get the skills without fighting at all. I mean, it's fine to get some here and there around the map, but in my opinion, we need to have some kind of proficiency game or skill points or things like that. So, while I personally, like, don't give too much, like, I personally am just like, well, the immersion aspect of it isn't necessarily the most important to me. I still can totally understand the importance of that in the first place. Because, I mean, to be honest, like, it is kind of weird to be like, alright, I just found someone's hairlock and I didn't really do, like, I found this loot. And that's how I learned some skills. And I'm kind of hoping that there's, like, a nice balance for players. In that, for their immersion, they can get lots of points just by natively playing the game. And then if they want to get like special things, that they could like kind of find it out in the world. Like the Chijiko with the transformed arts, I'm fine with that. For me anyway, I'm like, well, okay. A Chijiko, a magical being, can help you magically enhance your abilities. I'm like, alright, that's fine. But yeah, some sort of progression system I think would be reasonable when it comes to a lot of like the mechanics that Axel's talking about. And the reason why I think that would be a great thing to put in the game is because right now, like, hold on, I lost my train of thought. I generally think the more players can have in their control when it comes to gameplay mechanics, I'm not talking about like loot. Loot is a whole separate thing. But when it comes to like gameplay mechanics, I think earning that can feel pretty good. And it looks like Kusarigama Majora took the kind of an idea that's in the back of my mind and put it to the forefront, which is, it'd be cool if they locked hidden skills behind things, like beat this boss in a certain difficulty, hit list this boss, rather than an RNG grind. I would agree, and I think Rise of the Ronin really hit that spot for me really well. I really like the dojo for that reason, because I beat a boss in a specific way, I get the ability. I hated grinding for all the arts of combat. one of the least enjoyable aspects of the game. I did it because I had to, but it's a miserable thing, and now I just tell everybody, like, because of how miserable it is, I'm like, bro, just hack it. Who cares? There's like no real joy in doing it. Just get the skills and then play around with the skills. So I hope that becomes more meaningful. Okay, so I think the biggest problem in Nioh 3 open map design is that it's very horizontal. I'm looking forward to deep caves and big hills. Rise of the Ronin did that kind of good. So, I don't know if you saw my out of bounds footage, not counting for the skills. There are some 3D maps in the out of bounds footage. So right, in the demo we only saw one open map, and you're right, it is very horizontal in nature. Like there's like, yeah, sure, there's some hills here and there, but in terms of like platforming and some exploration, that wasn't there. There was some out of bounds footage where it looked like I was going into an underground sort of cave level where I had to like crouch, and then there's like water in a bunch of spots, and there was like a waterfall, and I could see that they're like kind of like almost teasing like some vertical exploration in some capacity. That was kind of cool. I hope they do that. And in some of the very, very distant like edges of the outer world map, there's a lot of like climbing and scaling and going up. So we have yet to see exactly how they'll manifest that. But from what I saw, I think it's certainly possible that they like add some verticality to it, so it feels much more 3D in nature. I'm hopeful that they will really take into account the fact that we can fucking jump in Nioh. Right. I think that's a big deal. Let's see where they talk about it, right? Right. I think they'll probably... I remember... You guys remember in the demo, there were like these some areas that had like... There were like two lock symbols, and then it looked like this cliff. It very much looked like you could scale that really quickly or something from like unlocking it. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I'm curious. So I think we just have yet to see more of what they're gonna do. Right. Any exploration is a plus. I'm here mainly for the battle system. Right. Same. I hope there's at least 5 open map areas. I don't know how much there will be, but if it's gonna be based on trends from Nioh 1 and Nioh 2, I imagine we will have 6 base games, 6 or maybe 7. And then DLC will add like 1 map at a time. That's my guess. Console players in shambles, yeah, pretty much. I hope they don't make bosses teleport for being a foot out of its area. I hope they don't either. I didn't get to test that with Mezuki, so I can't say. But yeah, I suspect it'll be like we were in chapter 2 technically, so I imagine like chapter 1 will be its own like area, chapter 2 will be its like... I don't know if you saw like just how fucking huge the map was for chapter 2. It was massive. And like I anticipate like each map will have like 3 crucible areas or something, like kind of like 3 main missions. And then yeah, so like just my imagination is for every single chapter, like every single region in Nioh 2, imagine that becoming a complete open map. That would be my guess. So well, like, I'll have to see based on what's happening. Yeah, there's time travel involved, so we don't know how long the story will take place. I don't know. I don't know how long it will take. Yeah, I imagine, like, every Nioh 2 region basically just, like, gets turned into one big old open map. 3 main missions, so 3 super crucibles. Bunch of side missions all littered out throughout the map. Right, like... That's my guess, and then you can like freely explore shit. That's my guess. They'll have like 6, 7 chapters, and then they'll have like DLC chapters. I mean, that could be That would be amazing. I'd love that. And FYI, I think if you complete everything in the demo, I think everything in the demo accounts for I think that said like 25% of chapter 2. Right, like 25%. And I'm like, that's kind of wild. There's a lot like that there's a lot that they added in. Can't wait to see something like Tate Ebushi level being part of Nioh 3 open world. Oh, that would be beautiful, wouldn't it? So, Matsudaira Takechiyo was the birth name of Tokugawa Ieyasu, and you're allegedly looking for your 29-year-old grandpa? I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Yeah. Like, Rise of the Ronin had, what, 3 major zones, right? So, we'll just have to see what Nioh 3 does. I suspect Nioh 3 is gonna be a much larger game than that. Like, no doubt. It's pretty extensive. I mean, shit. Let me actually go back to Nioh 2 real quick. Right. To kind of like elaborate more on what I'm thinking about. So if I'm gonna bring up the general maps, right? Alright, so like, I think I was doing this the other day. But for example, for Shadow region, right? Oh wait, no. Shadow? Do I want to do Shadow? Which one is this? Oh, it's corpses and ice. Alright, I'm sure you guys remember the Hollow Fortress, like the first time we played it. It was huge. It was massive, right? So what I'm imagining is basically like we can freely explore the worlds, right? Like imagine this literally being the open map. This whole thing right here. And they'll probably space out like quests and side missions respectively around each of these areas. And you can like freely travel from place to place, discovering Kodama and things along the way like we were able to, finding certain collectibles and things like that. And my guess is that like each of these main missions is effectively some sort of crucible. Right? We need epic missions like Nioh 1 Sieges. Yeah, like Sekigahara, for example, right? Or the Siege of Osaka. That's possible too. Who knows what they will do? I want a Nioh 3 mod that acts Jack's time for a change voice line every time you style switch. Yes, this is the one. Hey, what's up, Grishan? Modern game, new standard, you have to be able to jump, right? Have I played Lord of the Fallen? No, I have not. But yeah, my thinking is we'll have one region, each region will have an entire map that we can explore. Right? And so it'll be like main missions and the side quests. We'll probably have like a main hub or something. Like it could be cool. And then in the open map you could like explore this area, maybe find some things, do some side quests to help a family or something. Like go here. I mean it could be fun. And then once you're done with this region, you complete it, and you can move on to the next chapter, next time period, and so on. So could be pretty cool. That's kind of my anticipation of what it could be like for Nioh 3. And there was a lot that I saw in the out of bounds footage for Nioh 3. Like, some of it was just gorgeous. Like, outside the main castle town that we're in, there was like big open fields and they were like beautiful to explore. A lot of hidden Kodama in certain spots. They're like vendors and stuff like that. They were like the mini crucible like things. So I imagine like even as we're exploring, there's always like something that we could do that's like kind of exciting. So I think they're gonna test like. I think one thing they'll want to screen for as they build out what their next demo is, they're gonna want to see how players respond to like the density of the game. Right, that would be my guess, because that's kind of new territory, all things considered. But yeah, like it was pretty cool. I don't really like. Tell me if you guys felt this way too. Did you guys feel like the open maps, like the first time we were playing it, did you feel like it was empty, or did you feel like you're going from place to place like kind of quickly? Because for me, I don't really recall feeling like there was much dead time. You know, I felt like there was always something that I could do and it wasn't too far away. Especially with like the shrines being close to like a lot of these combat zones. It was fine for you. Fair. I wanted to be like Elden Ring stylized art. It was gorgeous. You felt the pacing and spacing in the open world's pretty damn good. Yeah. I don't remember having any complaints about it. No, please don't downgrade the visuals to look like Elden Ring. Okay. The side activities seem meaningful. Yeah, they did, like meaningful quests, you get stuff like that. I don't really recall having issues with the open world as it was. Like, I missed a lot of things from exploration, and then like there's quite a lot to kill. It was good until after you beat it, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. Hey, what's up, Sir Gauchi? Camp's not responding made it feel empty. Yeah, when that happened, I was like, why is a picture of Shrek behind my head? This? You mean this? Cass put that there. She likes her Shrek memes. Yeah, this is her artwork, by the way. This is her calligraphy work. Yeah, Nioh 3 you can move quickly and also fast travel to the shrines, yeah. Yeah, once I beat the map, it was... yeah, it did feel pretty empty. I was like, oh man, I want to refight the camps. I was like, damn it, I hope there's an option to like respawn them after I clear it all the first time. And then have it level sync. Amazing Chief Gaki. Get out of here. No. That... Zealot, no. That does not need to respawn. Ever. For anyone. The open world was good, but just wish I could mantle better? What do you mean by mantle better? Hey, what's up? No, stop. No. Okay. This is derailed. This is unhealthy dialogue. Yeah, they did that with Ronin. Ronin, you could respawn the camps and then they would level sync. Now, considering what they did in Nioh 2, I expect that they will allow players to do that, to just level sync everything at some point. Beat the game. All right, now you've unlocked. Yeah, you've unlocked level sync. I'm sure they'll do that. So like, because when I beat the demo and, you know, I wanted to fight Mizuki again, but I couldn't. And I was like, damn it! Add climbing the edge animation? Oh yeah, like, coming up. I wonder if they'll do that. I don't know if they will. Is it called Nioh 3 because there are now 3 different type of Gaki? Stop! No. I had a question. Do you even pick up stuff when you have 600 at 600 items? I don't need any new items. I don't even really need to pick them up. Half of it's garbage at this point. I get 4 starred stats on an item, I'm like, trash. That's where I'm at with my character. Like my whole setup about like key consumption and whatnot, right? Like here, I've got like a whole key consumption setup. I'm in a Uzume for all this stuff, right? Which is very helpful. Some anima gain here and there, extra key, lowered key consumption, you know, like all this shit. So like I have it and I'm fine. But at this point, like I don't really pick up loot anymore. Will there be a new game plus? Yeah, absolutely. I'm like 99.9% certain that they will have like the same cycles of Samurai, Strong. I wish there wasn't a Strong cycle, but Samurai, Strong, Demon, Wise, Nioh. I'm pretty sure they'll put that in the game. I think the new game plus is going to be like in Rise of the Ronin, basically resetting the areas, but in an on-off way, so you can freely go back if you want. Yeah, I think it'll be like the way they did it in Rise of the Ronin. I'm pretty sure they will. Yeah, Ronin was nice, but unless you did that, the world felt a little bit empty after finishing the main content. I agree, and that was the same case in the demo. Yeah, I only pick up ethereal items. Do you have a range build even if it's a meme? No, I don't. Ronin did feel empty. Generally, in my opinion, I'm liking Nioh 3's map being denser. Yeah, me too. Hope there are Twilight versions of the open world maps. That would be interesting. Although I suspect they may not do that and just do Twilight versions of the Crucible. But hey, if I would love to have a Twilight version of the open world map. You played the second run of Rise of the Ronin, ignoring the map and turning off the UI, and it was more fun because of the extra discovery factor. Oh, okay. Yeah, Nioh wouldn't really... Nioh would be... Nioh 1 and Nioh 2 did have the whole new game cycle, like the Dream of the Samurai stuff. Like, I don't really think Nioh 3 would really... Like, I can't even word it. I'm sure they'll have their equivalent of Dream of the Samurai, Strong, Demon, Wise, Nioh. That's like a critical component of the game. I would be shocked if they didn't put that equivalent in Nioh 3. Imagine if they had a day and night cycle, but at night everything turns into Twilight mode. That'd be cool. That would be pretty cool. I think the art direction was spot on in Nioh 3, but the color palette was very brown yellow type. Oh, you have not seen what is outside the map. You like... Oh, I was... Alright, let me see if I can just go get it real... Let me try to bring it up. Let me bring it up, alright? Because I understand that concern. Very much so. But let me go get some footage. Just to show you. So give me a moment. Okay. Let me go get my Nioh 3. Yes, I've beaten all 30 floors in the depth. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get out the out of bounds footage just to give you kind of a snapshot. So I'm getting that out, and you'll get to see some of the things they put in. Let's not do that, let's not do that. Let me do day 9. Let me get, all right, I'm almost got some decent stuff. Where's the gorgeous area? Alright, so let me switch over real quick. Alright, so here's some out of bounds footage, right? So I'm just going to kind of scan different parts of this level, just to show you some of the things that I found. And then I've got this muted, so just don't mind that. Okay, why is it loading? Bruh! Alright, so here, for example, this is like that cave level I was talking about with some verticality built into it, right? So they have like a water pool, as you can kind of see here, right? And it looks like they have like some water steps and things of that nature. I think in the trailer they fleshed this out a little bit more, but you can see there's just like, there's like water, right? It looks like a cave type level with like certain like higher places, lower places for us to potentially jump towards. It's called like the Haunting Caves or something. So it wasn't, so this is, I don't know if this qualifies as brown yellow type to you, but let me know. But this was just like one little area that I saw. Right, and then let's see, what's this over here? Oh yeah. Yeah, they showed a cave level in the trailer. So this was like another space. Let me show you some other stuff I found too. Let me get that all like loaded and ready. Okay. All right, let me switch back over. Yeah, there's quite a bit of atmospheric changes, so let me like showcase that once again. So for example, like this is the footage I'm showing you right now is just like out of bounds. This is like not supposed to be able to get here. So all right, so it's like a little reddish, a little brownish, I guess brown yellow type as you're saying. But yeah, they have like the distinct castle area. Oh, let me kind of go back. Right, and so here you can like check this out. This was like, you can see that like it's a bit more like foresty. Here, I'll just show you'll just see for yourself. There's all this, quite a bit of grass, like water, like it's clearly some effort put into this. But definitely like this is a very different zone. I went off bounds too, but I didn't want to see too much, not to make spoilers to myself. Yeah, so if you don't want to see that now, go away. Yeah, this is like an unfinished region as well. You can see it's like a darker sort of thing. I suspect they'll put like a seaport in this area based on some other information. Right? Then I remember, yeah, so like trying to explore all this. But then they kind of had like a different whole area. This is still like unfinished, as you can tell. And then they had like this whole area, you know, that's kind of like just south of some of the demo area. Right, so they got like grassy stuff. You can see just how much is unfinished. Yeah, back to the caves. This is that like brown yellow type you were talking about. Oh, I'm gonna skip all this. Alright, skip that. Oh yeah, and then which area is this? Oh yeah, and then there was like just south of one of the zones. Like you get to see what this was like another area that looks like they built up pretty significantly. This looks much more like fleshed out. I think it's a fact that Day of Time's literally sunset in this demo. I think so. Alright, so here's like a little bit of a different area. But it's not like finished. Like, I try accessing this hot spring. Right, and like, I can't. I legit cannot. Alright, so there's like a hot spring crucible, Jizo statue, they have a scampus. So you can see like I couldn't necessarily access it right away. But yeah, like we've got this whole region from the south. You got the haunting caves. There's like a post over on the left. But yeah, here, I'll just pause. Look at how much, this is how much I explored, alright? The demo area is effectively just where you can see all the shrines. That's the demo area. That's the demo area. Everything else is stuff I explored out of bounds. So it's like, I explored the castle that's way, way up here. Alright, this is some sort of vendor. There's like this desert type area up here. It was like some sort of weird Kodama village or something. And then you had like a port over here. There's like some islands you could like explore. There's caves. This is a lot to explore. I spent like 10 hours in total trying to like uncover as much as I could. And there was like, I mean, I went like under the level, like under the, I guess the kill floor that it's called. But yeah, like this is quite extensive. I went to like the hard out of bounds area and stuff like that where it's just like I got blocked. Or at least it looked like that on the map. So yeah, it was quite interesting to explore all this. Yeah, I think a big portion of the map will be scenery. But even then, like, and so I'm sure that they're gonna like patch that up and whatnot. But it's quite extensive. This is only 25% of what we can mess around with. And that's at least my impression so far. Right, and this is just chapter 2, right? This is a chapter 2 map. So I suspect I suspect we'll get one chapter per, we'll get 6 chapters, 7 chapters is my guess. I don't know. We will have to see. It's not something, unfortunately, I can accurately predict. I don't think they would do just 3. Because seriously, think about it. We got one boss. We got like 2 bosses, bro. It's like not much. It's really not all that much. I'm sure some chapters would be bigger than others, but I mean, it's just too early to tell. But yeah, if you want to like see my exploration, you can like check out my Nioh 3 Alpha playlist and see if you want to just like scan through it, go for it. Alright, let me see if there's anything I missed from chat. What am I most excited about with Nioh 3? Honestly, I'm really hyped to be able to experience ninja style and samurai style. Like, I really like them. I've never really been a fan of jutsu in games like Nioh 1 and Nioh 2. But now I'm like, yo, the physical arts for ninja style were like so awesome. I'm like, where are they? Where's my cicada shell? I'm like, yeah, feathers are cool and all, but have you ever teleported behind an enemy instantly? So I love the, yeah, and there's a lot more creativity with jump included, mid-air dodge. I'm like, bruh, what? Mid-air dodge? People have already discovered like a jump cancel. Like, I'm like, this is gonna be wild. Footstool jump and all of that. So that's like super fun. I really like that. And so I just wanted, like, I want to play with ninja style. I want to go samurai style and then ninja style. Like, they feel so good. They straight up feel so good. Samurai style and ninja style. I love them. I want to see if they change living artifact in any way. I hope that it's an upgrade. Because right now it's reminding me a little bit too much of living weapon and not enough of yokai shift. I want to feel like living artifact is the definitive upgrade over both. Yeah, they put in deflect for samurai style. Alright, so it's deflect everything. Which is great. I like that. I want to do that more. And like deflect doesn't even feel overpowered. It feels just fine. It feels like a useful tool. I still died a lot even with good deflects. Here's my Omega Copium. You could switch between Tokugawa and Hide. That'd be awesome. I feel like they added that because no one actually used key pulse, man, consistently. Yeah, probably. When it comes, so honestly, like, I think key pulse, like, these key pulse buffs are cool. But like, I have to say, I'm appreciating some simplicity without sacrificing skill. Right, dodge and block's not useless. Yeah, the key pulse man is ridiculous. It's like, oh hey, completely negates 1600 key damage. Right, it's just so much to keep track over. Like, okay, I need to make sure to key pulse in mid stance. Right, like, so that I can get a free block, which makes a huge difference. It legit does. Right, so it's like I want to maintain my key while keeping these key buffs up. Like, it's a big deal. Right, key pulse man, and like ultimate skill for this reason alone is like crazy. You can get key pulse, you can get the, I think if I'm not mistaken, I could get the key pulse buffs. So yeah, that's like kind of bad shit wild. So, you know, very handy. Yeah, like, I'm still of the opinion that the Flex 2 mechanic is just irritating as shit. I think they learned the ninjutsu usage from Wolong Wizardry, perhaps, yeah. One thing I also really like is how the arcanas are... Here, let me go to the dojo. But like, the arcanas of Nioh 2 have been upgraded to the transformed arts in Nioh 3. I like the transformed arts in Nioh 3. More so. Because like, here, let me just... Like, for example... Let me showcase some of the custom active skills, right? Arcana of Fire. Like, I guess I just code an enemy, I just do some extra fire damage, but it's like not even that cool looking to me. I think Nioh 2 has a lot of superfluous mechanics that don't really add depth so much as micromanagement. I would agree. Like, it's useful. Don't get me wrong, it's useful. But like, I wasn't really that excited to use. Like, they're just like, okay, cool. Like, I suppose I could use them, but why wouldn't I just use Jutsu instead? So it didn't really feel that meaningful for me to use them. Whereas the transformed arts are pretty much what I was hoping for from the Arcanas. Yeah, stuff like Toshimitsu's Moonlit Snow Projectile. No one really uses anything in the Onmyo tree beyond buff stacking and confusion application anyway. Yeah, pretty much. Most ninjutsu doesn't scale endgame except feathers, etc. Right. And so, like, I want to be able to tap into and be tempted to use all those things. Like, I'm imagining Bracing Breeze is going to be a wind thing, right? They put that in? Would make sense, because, you know, breeze. It was interesting, they gave Twisting Spear Fire, but what I really liked about it... Well, actually, this is perfect. I can showcase it with Twisting Spear. So if I was to give Twisting Spear Arcana of Fire, right? It's just a fire, it's just, you know, standard fire damage. It's like, oh, cool! Like, it's like, alright, cool. But I'm not like, I'm not blown away by it. But in Nioh 3, Twisting Spear Fire relieves an entire fucking trail of fire. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's cool. Like, that's pretty rad. Like, I like that. Right? And they were pretty creative with some of the things I saw. So, for example, with like Axe. Where was it? Wait, oh, it's one of... What? Oh, it's a hold. So it's like Mad Spinner Wind. So it's like as you're a whirlwind, basically, you get more of the wind. I'm like, cool. They had Rampage Seeking. I was like, alright, I guess that's cool, which was basically like homing, like a homing thing. And then Titanic Strength had like a built-in water thing. And so I was like, oh, alright, So what's that gonna be like? You have like this big like water geyser come out? I don't know. So like the elements look cooler and like did something more impactful beyond just like, oh, my weapon's coated with an element. So I appreciated that. I really appreciated that. Like it felt like the transformed arts were actually transformative, which was great. Heck, Heaven Flash Lightning. All right, so like here's Heaven Flash with Arcana of Lightning. All right. That's it. That's all Arcana of Lightning really is. It's just Rampage Seeking. You mean they fixed its awful tracking and had the nerve to make it an unlockable skill? Good point. So yeah, but Arcana of Lightning is just eh. But Heaven Flash Lightning in Nioh 3 was like, you strike down with a lightning bolt. This might be a hot take. Remove lighting effect, slow effect for both enemy and protagonist. Oh, I wish. I gotta do that. Yeah, I appreciate the transformed arts. Okay, anyway, isn't there a jutsu against that? Yeah, lightning stop. I'm using it. I have it, but... Or something. I don't remember. What's the indication you used to parry that EI? Way too much practice, time in my hand. Honestly, I couldn't really put it into words. I think, what's that jutsu? I think it's an Omiya magic jutsu you're talking about, right? It's like Sanctity Talisman or something? Oh, that just gets rid of everything off of you. I don't know. Add all DLC 3 generals, but give them lightning instead? What? Why would you say that? I feel like lightning would be more interesting if it works similar to Thunder Blight on the player in Monster Hunter. Once inflicted, dealing additional damage may cause the target to stagger or something. I think that's what they did in Rise of the Ronin. Something like you take additional damage if you're shocked, right? I guess I wonder if they feel like they can't change it. Oh, pretty cool. No, I'm just kind of like playing random shit. I'll always be grateful we can switch transformation without any cost. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I'm actually really grateful for. Because in Nioh 2, yeah, I can pop Yokai Shift. But if I want to switch, to wait that long. Right? Like, that takes some time. Whereas, Style Shift... Let's see, how fast is Style Shift? It's even faster than a flash attack. So that's, like, really nice. Transforming and instantly getting grabbed is peak. I know, I hate that too. Aura farming is necessary. Yeah, I guess it is. Or using quick change scroll just to die before touching the ground. I know. much. That prone animation with the fist is hilarious. Yes, yes it is. Oh, alright, well, I'll probably get going pretty soon. Wow, how long have I been streaming? Looks like, oh, a little over 2 hours, okay. Well, only one thing to do. Oh shit! Oh no no no! So risky. Oh no! When will Ganon tackle the depths? I don't know. I'm not really that interested in the depths, to be perfectly honest. I wouldn't be playing it because I enjoy it. I'd be just playing it because I have to complete it, which is not really fun mentality for me to have. Damn it. You're working on a cosplay of Ren Hayabusa? Ooh, cool. I always play sword. Let me play something different. Can't let my memes be dreams, can I? Damn it. Caring about Hayabusa clan lore is wild. I don't even think the biggest Ninja of Gaiden fans care what the games are about. I mean, I don't either. Damn it! Tell me about the dinosaurs. Damn it! Damn it. I'm trying to dunk on Ren with Axe. I forget how to do it. I probably shouldn't right now, though. I'll do it another day. You wishing this was Stranger of Paradise Axe? Oh yeah. Oh, I was trying to do something cool. That's not cool. Imagine aerial annihilation on Ren. Oh, that'd be beautiful. Bruh. Hey, congrats on getting Deadly Spiral. That's really fun. Ah, damn it. All right, I think I need to get going really soon. So back to sword. I want to experiment, but now it's not the best time. Yeah, I try to experiment on Hayabusa. That's what I do. Can't be helped. Otherwise I get bored. Ah! How much time have I spent? Damn it, already 10 minutes. No! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, come on. No! Oh, it's just a shame. Oh no! No!
嵐吹く予感に似たり。その程度。
Oh, come on. I can't seem to get the skill extender mod to work. I get a bunch of X's or I just hold the bow. There should be a readme with it that should guide you. I don't know. For me it works, and truth be told, I don't know how to troubleshoot it, so I wouldn't be the person to ask. Bruh. This is not my day with Ren. It'd be funny if he could Izuna drop you with one of his grabs for the memes instead of guard breaking into Izuna drop. Oh yeah, that would be pretty crazy. I bet he could do that in Nioh 3 though. Yeah, just he probably could in Nioh 3. You might have to learn how to style shift in midair to counter that. I've died too many times. This needs to end. No, stop! Just stop what you're doing, okay? Bro.
程度か。
Bruh, come on. Thanks, I discovered your channel during the Nioh 3 beta. Keep watching a lot of your streams and vids. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Oh my god, I'm just... Alright. This isn't working. I want to go, so... Gotta go with the lowest common denominator that I have.
見極めさせてもらう。 その程度。
Close enough. Time to go. Why was that so cool? Dude, I've played this game too much. It would have been funny if he did the frame one wake up roll into an input like he does there sometimes. Yeah, I bet it would have. That would have been extra fun. Alright, time to go. I've played Sword so much against him that I want to try something else. Fumbling Sword of memes finishers is the worst feeling in the world. Yes, it is. Yes, it really is. Yes, it is indeed. Alright, time for me to go, guys. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, for being here. Am I still married? No. Cass and I got divorced back in late 2022. For a good reason. The reason being, this guy was not a good husband. Alright. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, for being here, and I will see everyone later. Take care, and bye.